I'm going to dive right in with, do you consider yourself an inherently competitive person?
Very competitive.
Okay. How does it manifest?
Oh, I mean, I don't think I'm a cutthroat person, but I think I'm very competitive where I hate settling for anything less than satisfaction or triumphant victory. Yeah.
What game show do you think you'd be most equipped to excel at?
I would love to be on either Supermarket Sweep because I grew up watching it and it just looks
Yes.
so fun to be like, I'm going straight for the honey baked hams. I
High
know these
value items only.
turkeys, yeah. But I'm a fanatic for the show Traitors on Peacock and NBC. So I desperately want to be on Traitors in an upcoming season.
Would you like to be a traitor or a faithful?
Oh, it's tough. I think I'd want to be a traitor. I think I would want to go up in that tower and be like, who are we gonna gut tonight? That'd be fun.
What skill set do you think would like help you most as a traitor? Like, do you think people
Well,
would expect
I'm
you?
an
Sorry, I
actor.
love traitors so much. So, yeah, but
Listen,
half the other people are actors too.
I'm an actor. I think I could pull it off, and I can be charming when I want to. There's probably some goodwill in that and having a sense of humor. But I think also it would just be cool to be in that world for a little while. I've met some of the Traders cast members, and they've told me it's kind of a exhausting experience, and they didn't love it. And I was like, well, maybe I don't want to do it, but right now I want to.
We'll go. Speaking of exhausting experiences and transition back to this
Yes.
film, logistically, what was the most challenging scene?
Logistically, what was the most challenging scene? There was a scene where I have to hop out of the back of a vehicle and run through a studio parking lot
Yes.
and kind of hit a couple different character moments with other actors. And the whole shot itself is a oneer. It probably takes about maybe a full minute 10 seconds, the whole
I
bit.
have seen the film.
Yeah, yeah. For those listening or watching, I'm just describing that. And I think, I didn't mind doing that. It was more that it had to be so perfect. And, if the littlest thing was off, be it me or somebody forgets their line or their mark, you have to start all over again. So that was exhausting.
How about emotionally?
Emotionally, probably the scene with Johnny Knoxville, where I'm talking to him because I wanted to hit the right emotional kind of beats. There was what the director wanted, and then there was what I wanted. And we had to kind of split the difference and come together and find that moment in particular.
Yeah.
Um, that was very tricky.
What do you admire most about Michael?
Uh, I mean, I admire his ingenuity and tenacity and all these, grifts and schemes, as it were. But I think that's probably where the admiration ends, unfortunately.
That's fair. Uh, obviously, like this technically might not be a scheme, but he, as you mentioned, he does scheme. What scheme do you think you'd be most equipped to pull off?
Me,
Yep.
other than being a trader on the show Traders,
Which is a very
I think
legitimate,
I would have
career
been very,
path.
yeah, I dreamt of being one of those people on Punked who were field agents. They would throw like Dak Shepard in and he would, try to convince the celebrity that they've been thrust into this, calamity, this moment. I would have loved to have done that. I could have pulled that off back in the day. Now I think I've done too many things where I'd get recognized, but back in the day, I could have pulled that off. Yeah.
I'm sensing like a secret nefarious but non-harmful streak in some of these answers.
Yeah, I mean that's me. That's me. I am
Nefarious but
an
not harmful?
I'm an irreverent, mischief
Okay.
maker. I'm endearing, but I'm a little naughty. I'm a little crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Growing up, this is a little bit of a tangent, but growing up, who was your favorite fictional character?
You say yours. You say your favorite fictional character, and then I'll come up with something.
Han Solo.
Okay.
I wanted to be Han Solo.
I will say Uncle Ted from Bobby's World.
I've not
No,
gotten that one before.
I throw out a random one. Yeah, I mean, Batman is like my go-to. I love Batman. Anything Batman, I'm into.
Okay. Batman himself or Joker? Because again, nefarious but
You
harmful.
know what? Forgive me. I'm going to say Gotham City because it's not really the allure of Batman. It's the world in which Batman operates, you know?
Okay. Okay. Go with me on this logic train. Obviously, Batman not a real place, but like if you were, this is not the first time you've played somebody like inspired by a real person, right? And so,
Yeah.
do you like drawing from reference and the world those worlds, or do you like to build your own, completely free of other influence?
Well, it's kind of like cheating in a way when you do a historical piece because you do have X amount of things that can have exactitude. You know what to do in a certain situation, or you know what it is you're trying to portray visually. So in a way, I like that more. I think it's way harder to sort of give yourself over to something that hasn't been fully breathed before. It forces you to be a little more creative and take a few more risks, I would imagine.
That is my time. I really love the film. I love like trivia shows and game shows and all that type of stuff. So this
Oh,
was such like I
cool.
felt the claustrophobia and like realness of this. So it was amazing.
Well,
Um,
I felt like I was on a game show just now with those rapid fire questions. Good job.
Thank you.